Hello, this is Adeptus Nubis, and I welcome you to the second game between DarkHero and Adila. DarkHero now picking his main faction, Space Marines. He's a very creative and very good Space Marine player. He will really make you feel the wrath of double scouts with his very good grenade play as well. Force Commander is a supportive melee commander. Um, can be very tanky if you invest into him, and can also be a very hard thing to deal with for Orks if he chooses to go for the teleporter Thunder Hammer combination, which I think we most definitely would see in this game. And then on the other side, Adila this time picking Orks and going for the war boss. He is the true meaning of tanky melee hero. He doesn't need to be kitted out with, or invested into a lot, because his war gear is cheap and he's already very tanky out of the gate. He already has 920 hit points. I think in this regard he's just best by the Brother Captain, and the Chaos Lord has the Stomp ability, and if you invest into him, he can be a one-man army, which has been the center of a lot of discussion. But he actually needs to be toned down a little bit, because he can literally solo entire armies. We see double scouts from DarkHero, which is not surprising to see, since this is Green Tooth Jungle, and this is also a very big map, and you need a lot of mobility. These scouts are actually not in range for their shotguns to work, just being shot up, but he kept them in play. If some sluggers are around, he could actually knock them back with a shotgun, and he wins that fight easily, considering he has tactical marines and scouts in cover, and then he also has the threat of the Force Commander. Space Marines very strong if they have their entire army together. These shotguns, yeah, shotgun scouts actually need to leave. Tactical Marines will have to kite now, because this war boss, there's no garrison that they can crawl into or where they can hide. Let's see, these scouts might be upgrading. Nope, they're actually not upgrading to shotguns, and that is going to be a lost fight. I think these scouts might be able to just kite away, but these tactical marines are not if the war boss catches. The war boss and the sluggers are just too much to deal with for scouts and tactical marines. Considering the pattern of his movement, yes, I'm thinking he's kiting him. He's kiting Adila back to the rest of his units, but with the double shooters there as well, it's just too much. And you see the war boss is just such a huge bully. He still has 50% of his HP, and he will easily force off all these range squads. But now we have Devastator Marine Squad, a Devastator Marine Squad on the field, and those will actually counter the war boss very well. This power farm will go down, no problem, but unless you lose models a lot. Wow, for the Emperor on retreat, he really wanted to finish those sluggers, and he might actually take 1 or 2 models. Wow, 30 HP still on 4 models. Are you for real? That is very unfortunate here for DarkHero, and very fortunate for Adila. Adila immediately going for Storm Boys. We shall see how this one plays out, because in tier 2 DarkHero has some very good options to effectively deal with these Storm Boys. Considering he has double shotguns, he can go for a Razorback, which is going to be quite difficult for the war boss to catch. He can get the Power Claw, but the Razorback's just too fast for a Power Claw war boss. And the Storm Boys won't be able to counter the setup team so effectively anymore, and it also grants reinforcement, high mobility. It could be a very good option, or he could just go for the Thunder Hammer, or he could go for a Dreadnought. Dreadnought's always a very, very good option, especially if you go for a ranged Dreadnought. Ranged Dreadnought is just so good versus Orks. Since most of their stuff is infantry based, the assault cannon is just going to absolutely destroy Ork models. These shotguns and these tactical marines should be able to deal with the Storm Boys. Storm Boys have Arc Boys on them now, and now we have the full Space Marine army here, and there we see the grenade plays being made by DarkHero, but Adila is the grandfather, the originally. No, actually he's not. He actually once told me that his grenade play, he actually learned it from somebody else. I'm not sure whether it was Edja or it was Lindenen, but both of these players were very, very proficient with their grenades. Yeah, that's the power of Space Marines. Once they have all their stuff together, it's actually very, very difficult to approach them. And DarkHero still has not lost a single victory point. Is this going to be a landslide victory? I hope not. These sluggers will have to fall back as well. Force Commander does get a model. He does have the Iron Halo now. It's gonna give him a lot more survivability when approaching double shooter boys. So far they are just going to tear him a new one, and he tries to approach since he has no real approaching mechanism like Fleet of Foot or the teleporter in tier 1, so he needs the Iron Halo. Iron Halo also grants him knockback immunity, so it's a very nice tool to deal with the Warboss as well. The Iron Halo purchase though is going to prevent him from also getting the teleporter, unless he's gonna switch out the Iron Halo for the teleporter. Force Commander fighting these Storm Boys, but these Storm Boys are just gonna jump away onto the heavy weapons team, and yeah, they deal power melee, and there you see why they're so scary. And there's a knob already. Wow, I didn't even notice that Adila went for a very, very fast hit. Let's see if they can jump again. If they could jump again, if the Warboss gets one more hit on these Devastators, but the Warboss is actually too slow, cannot get a hit. These scouts might be dead though, not might be, they are dead. Wow, that Stormboy Knob just headbutted these scouts to death. Look at this guy. He's such a big fella. Even needs a bigger rocket just to lift him off the ground. It's incredible that this guy can even fly, but if Orks believe it so, it will happen. And this Warboss tying up these tactical marines. This Warboss is very low in health, but still, it's enough to deal with the tactical marines. But here comes the Force Commander. Force Commander will have none of it. Away with you, fiend! But here, Stormboys would use your choppers, and if only Stormboys were good at retreat killing. They just need one more swing, but they're not gonna get it unless they can double jump. And oh, Bomber Boys! But there was already the defensive aura from the base. Wow, that was... yeah, even DarkHero realized that they were very close to going down. And Adila had quite a lot. Not sure though why he invested into the Stormboy so much. If he would have gone for a Death Dread with that tech advantage, he could have killed DarkHero's power. It's not so easy, but he shouldn't have been afraid of the Devastators, because what would happen would be he would have forced him to get a last cannon, and then the last cannon would be useless against the Warboss and the double shooters. So the double shooters would just obliterate the scouts. The Warboss could follow in on the tactical marines, and the Stormboys could easily jump the last cannon, and the Death Red would just kill the power. But in that, well, it's Adila. He's also very creative. But that is what I've been like. You You attack faster, you make him, you make your enemy get units or purchases they do not want to get. I'm guessing this is gonna be a dead squad. Let's see. Oh, bomber boys failed again. So unfortunate. These storm boys are going in on these scouts, but they eat a point blank grenade. And there's Thunderhammer Force Commander. Thunderhammer Force Commander received a very important change in this iteration. His Thunderhammer does not obliterate stuff on retreat any longer, which is so good. Very curious to see. Plasma Devastators for DarkHero, considering Warboss and Stormboys. If the Warboss would just go for Angry Bits, but he went for the Enhanced Custom Shooter. And for everybody who doesn't know, the Enhanced Custom Shooter received a very crucial change in its in how it works. Where the Enhanced Custom Shooter used to knock back before, which would be useless versus the Force Commander right now. Stormboys need to turn around here to kill the Force Commander. Where it used to knock back, it now stuns, which is going to be very effective against the Thunderhammer Force Commander. And these sluggers, will they get it? Maybe they have Swamp Him? Swamp Him? Swamp Him increases movement speed and reduces range damage taken, but he did not activate it. And now we have a triple cap here for Adila. He's going to even out the victory points. Still has a long way to go, but at least he's going to take some victory points off of DarkHero now. And with the loss of his second scout squad, you can really see how the map pressure actually shifted from DarkHero to Adila. And now we see the Razorback. I was talking about it before, and I'm curious to see why DarkHero went for P-Dubs first. I'm guessing he wants to put pressure on the shooters, but just get a teleporter on your Force Commander.
The Orks are taking one of our strategic points.
Since Nurgle has really blessed me, I need to drink some water. Stormboys jumping in on these P-Dubs, and these P-Dubs are so screwed. That is... They are so screwed. And now let's see, these sluggers might actually take... Oh, oh, that's unfortunate. If DarkHero's lagging, that is unfortunate. Maybe Adila, now you should throw away one of your units. But this is actually Relic's fault, and not Adila's fault. But this Razorback, it's very nice. But I'm guessing that Adila predicted it, because he already got looters. Like, he got looters before DarkHero got the Razorback. But it was just such a natural choice. Like, why wouldn't you get a Razorback or a Dreadnought, considering Warboss, considering Stormboys, considering Sluggers? Like, why would you not? Because you do have the Devastators, so the Warboss is countered. You have the Thunderhammer Force Commander, and yeah, the Razorback is gonna be a very nice choice. But here the Beamy Looters are already setting up. Can they shoot through this? The Beamy Looter fire is very difficult to see. That is the aura from the, what's it called? The Boss Pole, I think. Yeah, Boss Pole grants more health for surrounding units, and very important suppression reduction, not immunity but reduction. These Stormboys will definitely kill the Force Commander. Wow, that is and these double shooters are also fully upgraded. Would be nice to see a war truck here. Let's look at the requisition income. 225. I'm guessing a war truck would be very nice. It would give Adila a lot more time on the map. This Razorback is very confused. It's just driving back and forward. Let's see, we have scouts here. Scouts solely on capping duty now. Yeah, the loss of these secondary scouts was a big one. because you also invested in them. So he did not only lose a model there, he also lost quite a map pressure potential. And look at all this damage immediately on the Force Commander. Adila is not splitting up his army, he's gonna stick together with them. But he needs to take out this Razorback, because this Razorback is gonna be very annoying. Adila taking out this power here, he's gonna force an engagement, but who cares? Like, DarkHero didn't have any power farm or intention of rebuilding this power farm to begin with, so he's just gonna play the mobility game, I'm guessing. He called down, no, he actually didn't. He's good. He's capping with the Devastators, that's how low on units he is. And there is the Dreadnought, but this Dreadnought is also gonna be countered by the Beamy Looter and the tank that Adila is already building, since Adila is tier 3 already. That is Orc Eco for you. But actually that's not fair, because he actually played it very well. But there you see the power of the Razorback. The Razorback is just gonna chauffeur all these units around, constantly putting up pressure on the victory points and making Adila, who does not have a transport vehicle, move around, making it very difficult for Adila to actually keep points at this point. This Razorback is just going to take all the long way towards these Stormboys, and these Stormboys actually cannot deal with the Razorback that well. They do have a melee, or at least the Nob leader does, but on their own they're just not going to be enough. That's why these Beamy Looters are going to set up. Let's see if DarkHero sees this. He's path blocking them one shot maybe? Yes, one shot on rear armor, are you kidding me? The Beamy Looter is such a powerful anti-transport weapon, and this tank is gonna be a massive problem. Because it's also very fast and it has the highest damage potential vanilla out of the gate, out of all tank variations. Apart from, I think, the Leave It Rust, I'm not so sure about that one. There we go, Dreadnought has been sighted. If Adila is paying attention, looks like he isn't, because he's jumping, well, those are gonna be dead Stormboys. Why do you jump into a melee Dreadnought? Empress Fist missing these Stormboys barely, but look at all the damage pouring in on the Stormboys. Adila immediately regretting jumping into all of this. And yeah, even the power for Warboss, he'll just have to get out. But there we see the Beamy Looter taking very, very sneaky shots here at this Dreadnought. Let's see. Beamy Looters will have to get out. He does maybe one more shot. Yeah, he's putting a lot of pressure on this Dreadnought, and now they will have to go. But they might actually go down for their trouble. Maybe a grenade here. Yes, a grenade is being tossed, and it's gonna landing very nicely, but still not gonna be enough to take down these Beamy Looters. And the map is very red again, and my throat is just very dry again. These Stormboys are very hard countered here by the Dreadnought. You see, they cannot just jump in anymore. And the last cannon here is a very good option to fight the tank. But it's not what DarkHero needs right now. He needs his scouts to be capping, but right now they're repairing. Because DarkHero is running out of victory points, and Adila knows this, so he's simply gonna guard these 2 victory points and put pressure on this victory point. The Warboss is enough to put pressure. The base is right there, so he can heal up very fast. The Warboss is very tanky, he has a power claw, so nothing can stand up to him for long amounts of time without taking huge amounts of damage. And yeah, that's still 2 victory points that Adila can control. Boom shot on these tactical marines. I think the Warboss should actually go for Angry Bits now. Considering DarkHero has 2 setup teams, he needs to put more pressure on the setup teams. If Adila wants to go for the Dreadnought, like a concerted push on the Dreadnought. You know, he's just jumping at Stormboys alone. That's not a good idea. That is a very bad idea, in fact. Because Thunderhammer, ooh, missing. Boom! But there you see Shotgun Blast and one more. Zang! So much damage. Wow, so much damage. And there you see the weird boy being purchased, but the victory points are just ticking down. And DarkHero finally doing the right thing. He's just moving onto these shooters with the Dreadnought. The shooters have nothing on the Dreadnought. And the Tactical Marines, with their faster, 50% faster capping trait, can now finally cap. But Double Sluggers and Shooter Boys are going to protect this victory point at all costs. DarkHero is so low on victory points right now. If Adila gets a double cap for a prolonged time, or a 2-to-1 cap for any amount of time now, it could be the game. But this Dreadnought and this Whirlwind, ooh, that's gonna be a problem now. Because he does have the knockback, he has the Dreadnought to support his setup teams and his range teams, and he has the Thunderhammer Force Commander who should really switch to the teleporter right now. And it's just gonna okay. Weird boy is gonna ground target these Devastators, but what do they care? And the fourth command, that's very nice. The fourth command is just gonna protect this victory point in combination with the Devastators, so that's very nice. You're gonna see the Vengeance round upgrade. And now Adila is pressed again to make a move. If he takes out these scouts, that's gonna be painful. Yeah, he needs to take out these scouts. Very nice, because now there's no more repair support for DarkHero. He went for 2 vehicles. Stormboys need to immediately jump onto these. The Warboss really needs the Angry Bits, because the Angry Bits gives green cover. The Angry Bits lets him close in fast enough, because now look at this. This engagement is over. And DarkHero won it very easily. But he does have but he does have 120 victory points he can still leverage. He does have time. And DarkHero he has a very static army right now. If he gets forced off once, that might be game. But the way I see it, yeah, this tank needs to be repaired. The Whirlwind is also a huge problem, but the commandos are actually a very nice idea, because if they upgrade with their leader, they actually get a rocket launcher, and that rocket launcher is most definitely gonna be enough to kill the Whirlwind. And he's thinking, oh, DarkHero doesn't have scouts anymore, so I can go for commandos, because commandos can infiltrate. And there we see commandos infiltrate. And now he's gonna take DarkHero's natural. That's a very good idea, because what is there? There's only the setup team, which is not going to die. Yeah, oh, not leader is dead. And now we see Adila trying everything to capture this victory point, but at the same time DarkHero knows, okay, Warboss is there, so I'm just gonna push this. And Adila might very well lose. Oh wow, the Beamy Looter actually killing the Whirlwind. That's a very huge loss. And these scouts, wow, they almost went down. But still, Adila's gonna lose this victory point over here, so he needs to stall out for as long as he can. Wow, that was a really long range shot. The Warboss is most definitely gonna go for this victory point over here. It's so close, 12 to 94. It's such a close game, and there you see DarkHero doesn't even need tier 3. He's just kidding out. If he had Angry Bits, this wouldn't be a problem. But now if these Devastators set up, yeah, that is going to be a problem. Adila's not going to realize this. Maybe from the angle here, he's just gonna put Art Boys on that, and then he's just gonna take it. But that is also gonna give him the room to close in for that victory point. And already getting this victory point is gonna be but he's not gonna get this victory point, but he's gonna get the other victory point. Beamy Looter is protecting his army from this dreadnought. DarkHero is trying everything. He went for this victory point again. He lost scouts. He got this victory point. Oh my god, this is so good. And now these sluggers are definitely gonna tie up the what is this last cannon doing? What are these scouts doing? These scouts need to be tying up the last cannon. But the Beamy Looter is most definitely gonna finish off this dreadnought. If this dreadnought is finished off, then nothing is there to stop these sluggers. Oh, it's so close, my friends. DarkHero has most definitely lost this because he's gonna lose this bottom victory point. No, actually no, he's still defending, and it's very easy to defend for him because this way is so short. But there we see the decap on this victory point. But Tactical Marines, DarkHero really does not want to give up, but this is game most definitely. Yeah, GG, well played. GG, well played indeed. These sluggers are gonna finish this cap, and this one cap is gonna be enough. But let's see. The Force Command, is he gonna be the hero of the game? No, it's not enough. It was very well played indeed. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this cast as much as I did. That was crazy, crazy, crazy. The plays were being made. There you can see at high levels what kind of plays people are making. You apply pressure here, you sneak surprise your enemy over there, and that's how you win games. Let's see, level 4 Force Command. I really wanted to see the teleporter on him, since it would have allowed for a lot more pressure. These Devastators, well, they did what they could to keep that victory point, but then in the end, it's just too much. This Warboss, this is a very nice heavy armor. You don't see that very often. Would have been nice to see maybe the cyborg implants and the angry bits cyborg implants if the Force Commander is becoming too much of a problem, but the way DarkHero played him, he was not. Stormboys level 4 would not have thought that they would actually survive into the late game and would survive this game, because DarkHero had a Dreadnought and the Thunderhammer Force Commander, and he had Shotgun Scouts, so he had more than enough to actually really, really effectively take out these Stormboys. But then again, this Beamy Looter and this tank, they applied pressure, and the necessary pressure, let's say, not a lot of pressure, but the necessary pressure on DarkHero's army, because DarkHero definitely needed the Dreadnought, he needed the last cannon, and he needed the suppression around each other for all times because of the composition that Adila had. Would have been easier for Adila if he just went for Angry Bits. I'm serious, Adila. If you would have gone for Angry Bits on this one, would have been easier. But the 20% health buff to the Stormboys is actually also a very good thing. Considering DarkHero had suppression teams, the suppression reduction is also a very nice tool to work with, keeping in mind how cover works in this game, that now that Chaos has changed the cover suppression mechanic, because if you're in green cover and at sufficient range, you actually don't get suppressed anymore, which in my most humble opinion is not a very good mechanic. If you pool that with the suppression resistance, you can actually get even closer. Let's see how much the suppression resistance is. See, it's 50% less suppression. That is a lot. So you don't even need cover. You just need like almost maximum range, and suppression doesn't even bother you. It's a very good tool to deal with suppression teams. But then you also need your shooter boys to be around to force off the suppression team. In any case, it was a very good game. 2-0 for Adila here. I hope you enjoyed these two games, and see you soon. If you have any comments, any criticism, any suggestions, any thoughts on these games, comment below this video and I'll try to answer them.